All right, so I've been putting the little Chappy engine back together again, and I've got this far. I've got the new bearings in. I've got the seals ready to go. The bearings are, I'm just so happy that they're good and tight. I mean, that's a good bearing, and down here are the old bearings. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually just a huge amount of play back and forth in these. They're horrible. So about the gasket for the clutch side, I lied. I said I was going to use a cereal box. I don't have any cereal, so I have a Pepperidge Farm Golden Butter. I'm not advertising them, but they are good. Box that I've opened up. So what you do is you take, you get one of two things you can do. You can either lay this down on the cardboard box, and you can trace along this line, trace with a pencil along here, and then cut it out. Or, this is the part that I've always done. If I can rest it on something here. You lay the box on the top, and then, shoot, all I got here right now is a little rubber mallet, and then you tap along the edges, and when you do that, you get an outline. Let me see if I can show you how you do this. It's not that hard. Hammer. I don't know where my ball peen is right now, because I actually want this to go through like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here for this guide pin. Want that to go back on there so that everything is lined up correctly. Just about through right now. If you have a ball peen hammer, it's a lot easier actually, but this will work. And if you see how that went through each one of these guide pins, now as I carefully tap along the edges, it will score. I'm not going to bore you with doing the whole thing in front of you, but just give you an idea. You can see how it's starting to score the edge. And if I flip this box over, you'll see it much better. You'll see right here, I'm actually starting to cut a line in there. So that these are the holes from the guidepost. So when I'm done tapping around this, I'll have a very good line. Back in the day, when I was just doing this with my Yamaha IT, I'd just cut out a gasket like this and stick it on the bike and run. I am going to, however, put a little bit of RTD silicone, a smear of it along the whole edge. That'll give it a little bit stronger consistency, but this should give, this is, cardboard box, cereal box thickness, which is almost the same thickness as most gaskets. So if there's a requirement to have just a little bit of space, to make this not bind up, this will give me that. Here's a piece of the old gasket, by the way. I don't know if you can see it, but this is, I'm not going to put a micrometer on it, but this is, pretty much the same thickness as a regular old cereal box. So let me get this done, and when I'm finished, I'll show you what it looks like. By lightly tapping on that cereal, on the cracker box, this is the outline, both the outside and inside lines. So you do not tap it very hard at all. In fact, usually the edges of the case is so sharp, you can see right here, it started to actually cut out, exactly cut out the shape. So this has already got, partly done. But I'm going to take my scissors and keep on cutting, and when I'm finished, I'll show it to you. So here we go. I've got this pretty much, for the most part, cut out. I'm going to now cut out the inside of this. And you might ask, well, okay, so you were able to get those guide pins in there, but what about where the screws go through, or the bolts go through? That's where just having a good old paper punch comes in handy, because this is pretty much the correct size of your bolts in almost any of the old Japanese dirt bikes and scooters. It'll be a little tight, and you can, cut it, just trim it a little bit with this punch, just to relieve a little bit of the pressure when you put it together so you don't tear anything. But I'm going to go ahead and start cutting everything out of the center, and then I will punch out the holes. And when you have your cracker gasket cut out, this is what it will look like. This is maybe a 10-minute job. I've done quite a few of them, so I don't know. I mean, the holes aren't going to be perfect, as you could see there, because I punched out a little bit more, and like here. But the main point is it's covering everything, and when I get a bit of gasket sealer on this, just a thin smear around it, it will help to strengthen that up. But really, on old dirt bikes and motorcycles, this is really all you need. The gaskets I made when I was really, riding my IT hard as a kid, just abusing it, dead last for years. So there's no reason why you need to spend $10, $20 or more on a gasket, especially if it's just a paper gasket. Just cut it out yourself.